Hello everyone, I am Mr. Sunil Kumar from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, AJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, Mangalore. Dear students, I am teaching you the course Metallography and Material Testing Lab. I will be explaining the experiments one by one. Please concentrate. At the same time, I will also provide you with the video of conduction. So everyone go through this video of calculation and conduction and write your record book. Try to understand the experiments to the maximum extent and provide your best. This laboratory of material testing is for 3rd and 4th semester mechanical engineering students as per VTU syllabus. So since you are in 4th semester, you will be having this lab. What is material testing? What is this lab about is, we use different types of materials in engineering applications. Day-to-day life, we use different varieties of materials, including from metals, alloys, composite materials and other non-metals also. But before using, we need to understand their properties. There are variety of properties, but basic of those you will be studying in this laboratory. A material will be having certain properties such as hardness, toughness, its tensile strength, compressive strength, wear properties, its fatigue behavior. All those things are responsible for the failure of the material when they are in applications. So at the same time, they are responsible for the stability of the materials in their applications. And we need to know these properties because we have to avoid failure of any materials in their real-time applications. We need to avoid them. That is why we need to know the properties of materials. Among the number of properties, we shall study one of the properties in this class, that is toughness. Toughness is the property of a material to undergo plastic deformation whenever sudden load is applied. It undergoes plastic deformation so that to avoid fracture of the material. So toughness is the ability of the material to undergo plastic deformation to avoid the fracture whenever subjected to impact loading, to be particularly impact loading. So toughness is the ability of the material to undergo plastic deformation when subjected to impact loading, so that to avoid fracture. So what happens during this plastic deformation, whenever it is subjected to impact load? During this plastic deformation, what happens? The material will absorb the energy. I told you we will be applying impact load. During impact load, the load will be carrying energy. That energy will be absorbed by the material during this plastic deformation. Some materials which are highly brittle in nature will not absorb energy or will not deform. They will break suddenly, they will fracture suddenly without absorbing energy, which means toughness is less. But in case of ductile materials, there is plastic deformation at impact loads. During plastic deformation, the material absorbs the load applied, the energy from the load applied. This absorption of the energy is the measure of toughness. This toughness is identified by applying impact test on this specimen. So this is all about applying impact test on this specimen, on the any material, any specimen of any material. This is the impact testing machine. This is the hammer. In impact testing machine, we can conduct two experiments. One is ISOD experiment, other one is Charpy experiment. Okay, it depends on the position of the hammer, the position of the specimen as well. Okay, in this hammer is placed in this angle at 90 degree. Okay, if it is placed at 90 degree, it is ISOD test. If this is extended towards 135 degree, then it is called Charpy test. Similarly, there are two scales, one is for ISOD, other one is for Charpy. What happens, the specimen will be placed here. This hammer, if it is fixed here, this hammer will be having potential energy. Now, if you release the hammer, it will come fastly from this position to this position. So, all the potential energy will be converted into kinetic energy. Specimen will be placed here to obstruct that kinetic energy. The amount of plastic deformation takes place due to impact load is read by the scale here. Whenever there is release of hammer, potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. This kinetic energy is either lost into surroundings or into form of heat whenever there is no specimen. But whenever there is specimen, some energy is absorbed by the specimen. That energy absorbed by the specimen is read in this scale. That energy absorbed by the specimen is read in scale. Initially, the needle will be set for maximum value. Maximum value because that maximum potential energy will be there. So, when leaving, this hammer will convert potential into kinetic due to motion. So, when there is no specimen, maximum will become 0. When there is specimen, maximum will become some value. That some value which is not converted into the heat energy or friction energy into surroundings, that is the value of energy that is absorbed by the specimen, that gives the impact strength of the specimen. So, if hammer is placed at 135 degree, this will become Charpy test. ISOD. Let us look at the first case, the Charpy impact test. As I told, we will be measuring the energy absorbed, which is the measure of impact strength of the specimen of the material. Initially, we have taken the specimen of the material mild steel. Initial energy will be 300 joules, which is the maximum reading in the scale. Means, I told the hammer will be positioned at the higher end of 135 degree angle. So, it carries maximum energy, maximum potential energy, that is 300 joules. So, width of the specimen dimension is 9.62. Depth of notch is 7.2. So, there will be some notch depth. So, area we have to calculate, and we have to calculate the impact strength in terms of energy absorbed in terms of joules. So, the impact strength is given by energy absorbed per area. Energy absorbed by area. This energy is read in scale divided by area gives the value of impact strength. So, if initial energy is set for 168 joules, that is 90 degree hammer setting, then it is ISOD test. The difference between ISOD and Charpy is that the position of the hammer and also the position of the specimen, which will be explained in the conduction video. So, I hope you have understood. Initial energy will become 0 if there is no obstruction, but due to obstruction, 90 joules is absorbed by the specimen. Remaining is left over. So, what is the impact strength? That is absorbed energy by area of the specimen. The cross sectional area gives the impact strength in joules per millimeter square. That is about the conduction of impact strength of the specimen, conduction of impact test on any specimen. Hope you have understood. Thank you.
The next experiment what we are going to conduct is called impact test. There are two types. One is called Charpy test, another one is called ISO test. Both are different to each other. If you see the material, there are two types of materials, if you see the specimen, there are two types. One is used for ISO test, another one is used for Charpy test. This is the specimen which is used for Charpy test. In this we can see the groove, what is done is in the middle of that specimen. And this is the specimen what we are using for ISO test. It is the groove whatever we have done is at one side of the specimen. Also if we see the setup, the arm position is kept in angle. This is the setup for Charpy test. And for ISO test, this arm will be set at 90 degree here. In this position, 90 degree. For the Charpy, angle is 135. Now this arm is placed at 135 degree. If we see the scale, here also they are given two scales. One is for ISO, another one is for Charpy. Mainly in impact test, we are finding the toughness of the given material. We are going to conduct the Charpy test. So already the arm position is placed at 135 degree. So what we have to do, we have to lift the pendulum and we have to place it on the arm. While holding the pendulum also, we should not hold here and all. We have to hold it at the end here. Then we have to lift it and we have to place it here on the arm and put the lock for the safety purpose. This is the main thing what we have to follow in this experiment. While placing the specimen or any work whatever we are doing here, at that time this lock we have to place it. Initially pendulum is placed on the arm. At that time, here pendulum carries maximum load, that is called 300 joules. So when the pendulum is placed on the initial point, it carries maximum potential energy, that is of 300 joules. When the pendulum is released without any obstruction in the middle, that will move to the zero, because there is no obstruction in the middle. So when we place the material on the holder and then we release the pendulum, because of that material obstruction in the middle, when the pendulum is released, the material will be placed on the holder. So some energy will be absorbed by the material. That energy will show here on the scale. So now we will going to conduct the experiment. So initially we have to see the error in the machine. Without placing the material, we have to release the pendulum once, so that to see any error we get on the scale at the beginning. So first we have to keep the needle to the maximum, then release the lock, then release the pendulum. For the safety, just stand at the side, then apply the brake very carefully. Always while braking, we have to take care one thing, only apply the brake in forward direction. When the pendulum is moving from this way, we have to apply, so that pendulum will stop quickly. There is no error now. So what we have to do, again we have to take the needle to the maximum while conducting the experiment. See how to place the specimen. Here we can see the notch. The notch should be opposite to the pendulum direction. Pendulum will hit here, so notch should be opposite to that. And this position we call as simply supported beam position. There is no clamping, just we are placing the specimen on this holder by supporting or placing on two edges. Simply supported beam position. This we call as simply supported beam position. So bring the needle to the maximum. When the pendulum hits the material, some energy will absorbed by the material, that will be shown here on the scale. Now we are going to release the pendulum. So for the safety, we have to stand at the side. Then we have to release the pendulum. Then when the pendulum moves forward direction, we have to apply the brake. If we see the scale, we can see some reading. Here 1 division is equal to 2 joules. So from the starting, we can take the reading. Whatever energy absorbed by the material, that we can see on the scale. Now we can see the energy absorbed by that material is 122 joules, because 1 division is equal to 2 joules. So here it's showing 122 joules.